Let me tell you about one of the most audacious acts of corporate defiance in American fast food history. This is the story of a Burger King that refused to die, and the increasingly bizarre alternate reality it created for the unsuspecting customers. Picture this. It's 2014 in Pittsburgh's South Side neighborhood. There's a Burger King location that's so consistently terrible, we're talking about jaw-droppingly bad food quality, that Burger King Corporation actually does something they almost never do. They revoke the franchise agreement. They essentially fire this location. Pack up your flame-broiled grill, turn in your crown, you are done. Now here's where most franchise owners would accept defeat. Maybe they'd open a sandwich shop or something else. But not this guy. This owner looked at that revocation letter and thought, you know what? I'm just going to pretend this never happened. And so he did. The restaurant kept operating. Same Burger King signs out front, same logos on the windows, same uniforms on the employees, same menu boards. From the outside, absolutely nothing changed. It was still a Burger King, except it legally definitely wasn't. For a while, customers didn't really notice, and honestly, can you blame them? This location already had such a terrible reputation that the bar was essentially underground. People's expectations were so low that even counterfeit Burger King food seemed plausible. But gradually, things started getting weird. Customers began noticing that their Whoppers, the signature burger that Burger King has been making basically the same way since 1957, didn't taste right. The familiar cardboard containers vanished, replaced by tinfoil and Dixie cups. Yes, Dixie cups for fries. Imagine ordering a medium fry and getting it served in the same cup your dentist uses for mouthwash. Everything came in generic brown paper bags, like this place was cosplaying as a 1950s diner. And then, and this is when you know something's seriously wrong, people started noticing the Coca-Cola fountain was dispensing Pepsi products. Now, if you know anything about the restaurant industry, you know this is basically impossible. These companies have ironclad exclusive contracts. Finding Pepsi in a Burger King is like finding a Windows PC at an Apple store. It just doesn't happen. But wait, it gets better. The LCD menu screens, the modern digital displays every chain restaurant has, were replaced by printed menus literally taped to the counter. We're talking Scotch tape, maybe some packaging tape when the menus were starting to rip. Condiments weren't in those little packets anymore. They were served in random cups of various sizes, like the owner was just raiding the supply closet and grabbing whatever was available. The chicken nuggets, those processed, perfectly uniform, scientifically engineered nuggets that taste the same at every Burger King from Maine to California, were replaced by what customers described as elementary school-style chicken nuggets. You know the ones. Those weird, vaguely dinosaur-shaped or star-shaped nuggets that taste like they've been sitting under a heat lamp. And they were served with Costco steak fries. At this point, this wasn't even a knockoff Burger King anymore. This guy was running a completely different restaurant while wearing a Burger King Halloween costume. Now, here's what I find absolutely fascinating about this story. This went on for months. In the age of social media, in a major American city with hundreds of customers coming through each week, this rogue operation just continued. People would walk in, notice things were a little off, maybe even comment on it, but then they just order their food and leave. It's the perfect illustration of how much we operate on autopilot in our daily lives. The sign says Burger King, so our brains fill in the rest. We don't question it too deeply because questioning things takes mental energy. And it's 2 p.m. and you just want a burger. But eventually someone did question it. A Reddit user posted about the bizarre experience on the Pittsburgh subreddit. And if there's one thing Redditors love, it's corporate drama and weird local mysteries. The post gained traction and local news station WPXI picked up the story. Once the news covered it, the story went viral, and that's when the Burger King Corporation swooped in like the fast food police. They reclaimed the restaurant, shut down the counterfeit operation, and presumably had some very pointed conversations with the former franchisee and his lawyers. Today, it's back to being a normal Burger King. Regular Whoppers, proper containers, Coke products in the Coke fountain as nature intended. But for the residents of Pittsburgh's South Side, those few months of rogue burger operations have become a local legend. It's one of those stories that perfectly captures the weird absurdity of modern life, the kind of thing that could only happen in the age of corporate franchising and social media. And honestly, part of me admires the sheer audacity of this guy. Not the quality of the operation, obviously. Dixie cup fries are an abomination. But the absolute nerve, the chutzpah it takes to have your franchise agreement revoked, and you just decide to keep on going. That's either incredible confidence or spectacular delusion, or both. So the next time you're at a Burger King or any chain restaurant really, take a second look around. Make sure the Coke machine isn't dispensing Pepsi. Check that your fries aren't coming in a Dixie cup, because somewhere out there might be another rogue franchisee living on the edge, wrapping stuff in tinfoil and defiance.